What's going on, everyone? It's Dustin. Happy Monday. Hopefully you had a wonderful weekend. Today's going to be a short one, but we're going to get right into it. It's a little bit of a crazy one. All right, so on the daily, you can see our prior day low and prior day high were here. This candle, pre-market low was down here, and pre-market high was up here. So we were kind of stepping down again. The highs stepped down, the lows stepped down, and then we opened up. On the 4 hour, I kind of like this one a little bit better just because it shows a little bit more detail. But the prior day, we went up, and then we put in our prior day high, and then we sold down. So prior day low was right there at the low. Pre-market low today, again, showing down here just below. Pre-market high showing just below, and it was down, 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 up a little bit, and then down, and now back up. Going into the day, I was really liking the shorts. I wasn't liking the longs as much. I was leaned, I guess you'd say my bias that I had for the day was to the downside. On the 1 hour here, you can
Connection
see
lost.
we did push up, and then we sold down. Oh, trade debate connection just lost. We sold down, then we pushed up, and then sold down. This is the market opening candle right here, and then we've kind of pulled back up into this gap that we had. We went all the way through this fair value gap that we had here on the 1 hour. And the 15, you can see this a little bit more. This was all the opening range candle right here. So we opened up, we sold down, we kind of chopped around a little bit, and then pulled up, pulled down, pulled back up around VWAP, and now it's battling around VWAP on whether we're going to hold and go higher or whether we're going to go back lower. All right, on the 5 minute here, you can see we were below VWAP. One of the other reasons why my bias was to the downside today, we put in the pre-market high and never looked back. Or not pre-market high, the orb high, and never looked back. We sold all the way down to the midline, which this was the low at the time, pulled up a little bit. We left this fair value gap here, which I can draw this or drag this over here now, and you can see we're in this gap. We did kind of disrespect it a little bit. VWAP was right in the middle, and we're chopping around there now. But then we sold down, and as we sold down, we put in this fair value gap here, and then I drew this box here as the support. You can see I shorted my entry right here, and I didn't really like taking this entry. We barely closed outside of the opening range here. And today, in hindsight, would have been a better pass day. It's Monday anyways, but I did take it because the system said to. So you can't follow a system and then not take the trades when it tells you to take the trades. So I did enter here. My stop was kind of above these wicks here, but I really wanted my stop to be above this fair value gap, so I pulled it up some to give it some room. And you can see I entered here. I entered as we were pushing up through that. I'll show you on the 1 minute. I had a better view on the 1 minute for the gap. But you can see this whole candle just pushed right through and ended up stopping me out as well. And then we pushed up toward the midline, and I took a entry off of midline, and it did hit the 1-to-1. This white line here was my 1-to-1 right here, but I didn't target that. I moved my target down, which was a second mistake for today. The first one, I guess you would say, was moving the stop to begin with, because had I left it in this fair value gap, it would have been hit, but it would have been for less money. Raising it up here increased my risk to about $400 instead of 200 and what was the range? I think it was like $280. Increase it to 400 here, and then adding this one in, added in like 90 more. All right, on the 1 minute, this is where all of everything can be seen. So again, we put in the high, we came down, we kind of chopped around this midline. This solidifies midline for me if we kind of chop around in the area and then go down. So it was like legs. We had leg down, up, down, up, down. And then we came up, and then it was down again. And then we came up, and then it was down again. None of these broke and closed below the 5 minute, except for this candle here. This one closed. My entry was right at the close of the candle, and we pulled up, and then we sold back down. We were struggling right here. I was like, we need to break below this support area, and this is the same kind of box I drew on the 5 minute. But I was like, we really need to get down through this, and then we could go on to TP. But we didn't. We wound up coming up and chopping higher. This is the fair value gap entry that I was talking about. This was more in line here with the 1 minute. So I did take the extra entry there, wound up getting stopped out there. And then I had another one. We're like, okay, we're up here at the midline, and this gap is here. And if I entered here, I had two options. I could enter here. Well, I guess I had more than two. But one of the options is I could enter here with double the contract size and the 1-to-1 target. The second option is I could enter here with equal sizing, still 2 contracts instead of 4, and leave my take profit at the 1-to-1, or I could target lower down, or I could just not take the trade at all and wait for the full flip if we took that, or wait for the VWAP test, which was higher up. So I opted, because when I was looking at this, I said if I enter with my normal stop, 2 contracts, my stop's like right here. I want it above VWAP, so it's the same $400 risk. So I said if I double my contract size here to 4 contracts instead of 2, this is 800 instead of 400. That puts me at my max daily loss limit, and it doesn't even give me the ability to add near VWAP or anything like that. So I knew I wanted my stop up here, and I just couldn't support it with 2 contracts, or with 4 contracts. So I only took it with 2. So then that leaves me the 2 options of taking the trade. Either leave it at the 1-to-1, which would leave me, I would profit like $280, but I would still be down on the day for, like $200, which wasn't bad. Still $200 of, less is $200 less of being in the red. But what I opted for was I still felt if we rejected the midline, we could go lower. Everything was still looking down at that time. You can see VWAP still pulling lower. So I opted to just go with 2 contracts, move my stop or my take profit down to where I was targeting on the primary trade, and watch it when it hits the 1-to-1. So the 1-to-1 line was right here. We literally wicked into it and right back, and then boom, we were gone. So when we got down here, I was like, I'm moving to break even. I know it's not a real structural place, like right here would have been better above this, but moving it down to here was the only place I could move that was truly 1-to-1, and we ended up coming up and pulling back and stopping me out. So this is a good move here. We kind of pulled up, got a RBI, we push up, pull back, push up, and it was done. So I was out there at break even, and I made the decision here to just not even trade anymore because I was like, when we get to VWAP, we could reject, but I'm down $400 and something in each account, so about $1,000 total between the 2 accounts, and I just didn't know what we were looking at when we had this pop up here with news, or what actually made us pop up like this. So I just decided to call it a day. As you can see, we did hit VWAP. We closed above it on the 1 minute, the 5 minute, and the 15 minute. Those candles all closed. The 1 minute was the only one that gave a test right here, and then we went higher, and now we're kind of chopping around and going higher now. But I just didn't want to be in any sort of chop. We may go higher, but there's news of tariffs with China, with Canada. There's news of the war with Iran and everything. So there's just a lot going on today, and there's no real news today of what we normally look at, like CPI, PPI, anything like that. But we do have Jackson Hole coming up and stuff. So I was just really nervous about what could happen, and decided to take the trades off altogether. A re-entry here would have had my stop somewhere near the midline probably. So I would still be in the trade had I taken the flip, because I wouldn't have taken a short right through here. But it's just not something that I wanted to take today. You can see on the 5 minute, let me go back to here real quick, we did retest on the 5 minute, and we never left this block, so my stop could have been down. I would have had this one here. I would have drawn one right there. Boom. Right here like this, and we whipped right into it, and we'd be good to go. So had I entered, I would have entered somewhere around VWAP, or maybe even down here, had I drawn that box and waited to enter down here. But it's just, it's not even something to really think about because I didn't do it. So we'll come back tomorrow for another trade day and see what we have. One big distinction I want to say here, yes, I'm down $493 and $498, but I'm not coming back tomorrow trying to make this money back. I'm going to take the trade regardless of what it grades, A, B, C, or in regards, not regardless, and I'm going to take the trade based off that. Today's done. It's a new day tomorrow, and whatever the market gives me, it gives me. If it takes me 2 days to make this money back, great. If it takes me 5 days to make it back, great. Whatever. I'm not trying to do it in one day. I'm going to take the market for what it has tomorrow and take the trade that it presents me and be done with it. One of the things I did want to mention that I forgot to is that the move was over, in my opinion, in the pre-market, or not pre-market, the orb range. All of this move down through here was the move this morning. As you can see, we kind of chopped and then came back higher. So this was the move. It just so happened to be at market open, and that's just the way it is sometimes. I'm going to chalk this one up to I shouldn't have even traded today on this, but like I said, if you're trying to stick to consistency and discipline, if the system says take the trade, the system says take the trade. We very well could have sold all the way down, and I wouldn't have been in it for the trade. So I did take a loss today, and that's just part of trading. You are going to take losses. As I grow more data, there may be some other instances, like we broke, went right back in, broke, went right back in, and then barely broke to where I would have been like, no, I'm not entering this. And I'm going to develop those as we go by, but as trades go by, time goes by. But as of now, I'm going to take it if it's saying it's a break to the low. As long as the candle closes outside of it on the 5 minute, I'm going to take the entry or above it. So hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you were green if you traded. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, share it with somebody, and I'll see you tomorrow.